Yes. How are things going?
Good, good. You have any kind of pieces of workout equipment, funny things like this, like the chest pump, anything like that?
Oh
I
man,
guess the
I
Supply Limited, do you have those bags? I don't have those bags.
no, I don't have any bags. I just recently bought a mat for our garage, so I've got the mat in the garage, and I've got just like a 25-pound plate and a 10-pound plate, and then just try to. Then I have jump rope and stuff down there in the garage, but yeah, just minimal. But I mean,
Yeah,
I'm also a big fan of just, body weight stuff and doing, push ups and
yeah, yeah. It's important. It's just there's so many ways to get better. Bands are big.
yep.
Um, med ball, like I said, but just body weight. You could do push-ups, squats, a ton, abs, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We've been doing some Zoom workouts just a couple times a week, just some of and we open them up to anybody that wants to join and people from the Midwest and kids like places where I've done camps and stuff before, they're jumping on, and we do some like mobility and some body weight stuff, and then
Nice.
also do just like stance and motion and stuff you can do without a mat and stuff you can do in a park or in your room, or just little things, just to keep our mind fresh and active and involved.
Ha- we got to connect you to McGovern. You know John McGovern, Dubuque
I've
University.
I've never
He,
met him
yeah,
personally, but I do know. Yeah, I do
yeah,
know of him for sure.
yeah, yeah. He's a good guy. So he was doing something. We worked them a while back, but he does something where he brings in people who run people through workouts like around the country, like
Oh,
Zoom
really?
or Skype or something like that. But it would connect you with him after the call because I ran a few workouts with the people with just body weight exercises.
Yeah,
But I don't know if he's still doing it. But what the
yeah,
heck?
that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'll jump on there. I've done a couple different clubs. Got club teams are doing their own workouts, so I've done that for a couple different people, and it's always fun. Just as fun as it is to go in and do camps and things for people, it's just as much fun to jump on and to do the Zoom call and see it. Maybe I shouldn't say just as much
I
fun, because
got
it's
you.
definitely not as much fun, but it serves as a good purpose, and just being able to see other people out, and doing their own thing, and staying active and staying into it, it's important.
It is, and I'm thinking that, and I'm an optimist by nature, but I don't see things really returning to normal anytime soon. Because even when people, and I'm all about getting back out there and like living our life and stuff within, of course, the proper precautions. But I just feel like once everyone goes out again, what's going to happen? There's going to be people who catch the disease, and then what's going to happen? They already have a precedent now set, so we're going to be quarantined again. And then
Yeah,
chances are people are going to wind up, we're all going to probably wind up catching this thing at some point in time in our life, and then we're going to be quarantined again. So as far as like concerts and conventions and tournaments, like I don't know how that's all going to go down. I think we got to find ways and just be ready for, even if things don't return to normal, what we do.
yeah, and I've heard, there's been talk about like private leagues and things like that, and private
Yeah.
facilities opening up their doors to different types of things. I mean, it's gonna come down to innovation.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. Like it, I'm the same way. I'm an optimist. I see
Yeah.
the good in every situation. At least I do my best to. And right now, it just seems like we're in a really we're fighting an uphill battle, and it's
Yeah.
wrestling by nature is so close quarters and so
Yeah.
very very personal, that it's going to be hard to just jump right back to the way we want it to be.
Yeah, and of course, like nobody wants to catch this thing. Of course, like nobody wants that, and like it is real, and people are already suffering. It's one of those things where like it doesn't exist in a vacuum. Like it's not the only thing to think about.
Yeah,
There's mental health, there's emotional health, there's physical, there's our bodies, there's the economy. There's just a lot that goes into it, and I think that yes, even when as we get more involved and people start going out more, we do have to be willing to kind of put it on the line a little bit and say, like, okay, if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to live my life in a shell.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
you
don't know.
can't be so fearful that it you know debilitates us and stops us from being able to, you know, work for our dreams and do the things that we're set out to do.
Yeah, can't just live in a cave. But that's it. So what are some of the other things your athletes are doing? Things you're telling them? Just good tips for people.
Yeah, just just trying to stay as positive as possible and doing a lot of reading, a lot of um, just things that maybe I wouldn't have done if I had a couple different practices a day and things like that. Reading and listening to different podcasts and listening to different perspectives and really just trying to relay those messages in as good as most positive and fruitful manner as possible. And it is hard at the first jump of this. It was a little bit easier, I think, to like get everybody together and get everybody to do the workouts and stay like, all right, we got to do our at-home workouts, we got to be active. So I think it's been important for me to kind of just adjust the way that I'm relaying these things and adjust the way that I'm approaching it and really double down on let's get our mindset right. Let's get the way we approach our day to day right, because looking to the future right now, it doesn't do us very much good because
Yeah,
it's so uncertain. So really just living in the moment and living day by day and handling what can we do today to get
right.
better, like and if we're living like that and if we're focused on that, I think we can be a lot better off whenever this does subside.
Yeah, and even if we don't have the season, which is like unthinkable for people, but on the other hand, like we got to think about that. It's got to be in our head that you still
Yeah.
want to be in shape. You still want to be in good shape because number one, you never know, and number two, building that virtue of good fitness. You're feeling good. It's good for your body. It's nice to look good. All of those things, like staying motivated regardless. Like even if you never wrestle a match again in your life, you still want to be in shape. It feels good to be in shape. You're healthier when you're in shape.
Right. And I mean, creating that armor for your body where if you being in shape is going to protect you against these nasty viruses and things of that
Right.
nature. The healthier you are, the better off you're going to be. And that's just, I mean, that right there should be enough motivation for people to, kick some of these, bad habits or kick some of this laziness. Like, yeah, I get it. It may not be all the most glorious thing right now, but I guarantee you don't want to get sick or you don't want your family members to get sick. So, doing an hour a day of something, is going to be a lot better off.
Yeah. And I mean, this is our battle. Like this is our generation's battle. I mean, there was like, what did our generation, people coming to age around our time, it was 9/11. A lot of these kids now, they didn't have that. So
Yeah.
like, this is your battle and this is our battle. And the future, your legacy is going to be determined on how you answer this call. Did you let it beat you up, or did you find some way to make an opportunity out of it? I mean, that's it. Your grandchildren aren't going to care about the adversity, just like what your grandparents say about this World War II and everything in Korea, and it's like, oh yeah, that had to be tough, and then like it's not even a thought for us. They were actually in the heat of battle. They know what it's like.
Yeah.
Well, well, we're in that battle now. It might be a different way, but this is where the legacy is made.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think just with that in mind daily, with that in mind, if that's not the way that we can train ourselves to think, and that's about anything, right? Like, how do you want to be remembered? Each person or each post on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, whatever you're putting out there, like you should understand that it is a representation of who you are and what you're gonna leave behind. Because I mean, if you think about it, like the social media and things that we have going for us right now, that's going to live on when we pass. Like, so people are going to be able to go back to those things and kind of get an idea of who we were as people. So what do you want that to look like? Like, do you want it to look like a bunch of, you know, poor me, poor us type of thing? Or do you want me to be like this kind of stuff that I'm writing today, I hope fires up my great
Yeah.
grandson and my great granddaughter. And I hope it fires them up. And I hope it, you know, they can sit back and someday they might not have ever met me, but they can look back and say, you know, this guy was fired up and this guy, you know, wanted to, you know, leave something behind that we could all be proud of.
Yeah. My coach told me that a while back. He said, you don't know the impact that you have on kids. And you may never know that impact. And it's probably even better that we don't know the impact, because then it goes to our head and then it's all about me again.
Yeah.
So it's probably better we don't know the impact that we have. But the point is, everyone's impacting someone and you don't know who you're impacting. So do the right thing.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, that's it, man. For sure.
No, that's great stuff. So what else we got going on? Health, wellness, nutrition. How do people improve in that area?
You know, yeah, it's you know, nutritionally, I think that's one of the things that, you know, could be something that we really can take on right now, because, you know, we you know, a lot of the excuses are, you know, I don't have time to eat well, I don't have time to prepare my meals and stuff. Well, we pretty much have the time right now. There's not many extracurriculars going on. And, you know, most restaurants are, you know, curbside or pick up, or, you know, or you got to sit in a, you know, super long line in the drive out. Like that line alone should just make you realize, like, maybe I don't want this that much, you know? So just, you know,
That's right.
The beauty of, you know, YouTube and the accessibility of, you know, things right now. You could watch a cooking class online. You know, I think, you know, you know, there's so many free resources out there. Even
That's
like,
right.
even
Especially
college,
now.
yeah, yeah. There's all out there. So it's like, you know, find something that you want to be good at and or are interested in, and double down and you know, get something positive out of it, because it's right there for you.
Yeah. I want to get better at fixing things. I was never a handy person, but that'd be a good thing. But you can't. But there's no excuse. You could learn basic plumbing, basic electric on YouTube.
Yeah.
Learn. Like, don't just sit in this. It'd be a real shame to come out of this time, whatever that might look like, and I didn't develop any new skills. I didn't get any better. I'm in the same boat. The same things that I knew before, I know now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the worst about it. You know, I have been challenging myself. I just kind of have a little running program, and I'm not a big runner by any means. I've never like really. I just went out and ran or ran for cutting weight or stuff like that. But I'm you know, I've dialed it in, and I've been doing just a running program, and, you know, kind of goal is now to run a marathon at some point. And the nice thing about running is you don't have to have a sanctioned run to just go run, you know, your 26.2 miles. You can just go run it.
Just do it.
You know, I just, that's something that I've challenged myself with, and just been, you know, kind of pushing through. And I don't really have a set date. I kind of got a general, I would like to do it sanctioned, but if it doesn't come down to that, I'll sometime before this summer is over, I'm going to get that marathon in.
That's it. Like you said, you don't need to have a certain route. I mean, I know around my block was like 0.6 miles. I don't know what the math is. I think I calculated it's like, so if I run around this 40 times, that's a marathon. Like, so how about it? Yeah. So it's no, but that's great. I love it, because it's setting a high goal. One of the things I was thinking about posting for a Toughness Tuesday is to do a 1 week marathon, to make it more realistic for most people, where it's like, log in a marathon within 24 hours of watching this video, your clock starts. Get 26.2 miles in before next week, before 24 hours from when you watch this video. And it's only like a little bit under 4 miles a day. It's very doable.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, and just get everybody, you know, moving. You could knock it out, and, you know.
Yeah. I thought about Jake Herbert. Didn't he say he was trying to get to, before he was in the World Championships, he was trying to do like 10,000 pull-ups or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
I was thinking, that just popped in my, I get all kinds of funny thoughts that just pop into my head randomly. And I remember thinking, like, is that good for you? Like if you're like, is that getting, I mean, I get it. Like it's definitely doing something your opponents aren't doing. But I'm thinking like, if you're not recovering and you're just clocking in the pull-ups, I wonder if he finished that. I bet you he did. And I wonder
Oh,
what
man.
he thinks about that. Was that good or not? I don't know.
Right. Did it help him?
I don't know.
I
Definitely
remember,
good to have an edge. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. Then Schwab a couple years ago, I think he did a rope climb, so many times that he got, I think, summited Everest.
That's awesome.
So
Wow.
they had the rope in the UNI room, and he just up and down however many times a day for however long. But yeah, it was like the Everest challenge or something like that. He finished.
That's awesome. We did that at Springfield, a very minor version of that. It was just called the Mile High Club. So you had to climb the mile. So, and then you would get the T-shirt. So it's like, all right, I want to get the T-shirt. Anytime you can win a T-shirt, that pretty much does it for a wrestler.
Oh yeah.
So we're pretty low maintenance people. But I think I had to climb up like 17 times a day for like, I don't know, whatever the stretch of time was. But those things are cool.
Yeah, I think any kind of challenges like that, like people can put together right now that are fun, and they add that kind of community. And that's one of the things that with the Zoom workouts, like we're not putting together these like mind-blowing workouts that you can't type in on YouTube and find something that would be similar. But the nice thing about it is you see the 20, 30 other people online with you all doing the same thing. It creates that community, and it creates that like that bond that wrestlers I think we search for a little bit, because it's such we have these friendships that last a lifetime through wrestling. And so to not have those right now in the full capacity, I think it's important to keep those intact and come together however it might look.
It's true. And you're right, especially wrestlers. It may sound funny, but it's especially true for wrestlers, because we're so hands-on that, I mean, how many times do you go over do you see a wrestler and you just give them like a handshake? No, you always bring them in for that bro hug, and I mean, even with like friends and family who wrestled maybe a while back, like you say hi, it's like give them a hug, and then before you know it, people are jockeying for position, getting it, and they're not actually going to do anything, but like, you're doing like going for like a Greco throw or anything. It's just kind of standard. And it's like, that's kind of how we express ourselves, that we're just physical people. So it's like, if someone's standing there, you get hands on them, and that does stink. Like the kids lose something. We all lose something by not having that.
Yeah. I miss that kind of stuff, because as a coach, I feed off that energy, and I'm driven so much by the kids' passion. And I tell the kids all the time, like, as much as you guys are getting out of this, like, I'm getting as much, if not more, just because I'm in the moment, and I'm realizing how important like these athletes are to my drive and everything like that. So for me, it's like just twiddling my thumbs and waiting around, and you're just ready to get back to it.
I know. Well, again, like you said, we do what we can. We try to make it fun. We try to build community. We do what we can. Not try, do or do not. There's no try. So find a way to build community. Find a way to make it fun. Find a way to make it happen. That's all we could really do.
Yeah, for sure. Are you doing anything differently since? I mean, obviously differently, but are there any things that you're adding to your repertoire right now?
I've increased my prayer time a lot, just because I don't know what this whole thing is gonna lead to. But prayer time's gone up. Exercise, I've been on it. I've been pretty consistent with that. And it would seem like I'd always be consistent, but not always, because when I'm traveling a lot, sometimes you can't get workouts in here and there, or, just not the kind of workouts you'd want to get. Working on going to sleep at a more reasonable time, getting up early. For me, because I work with a lot of teams, later on in the night, that's when I'm up. So like now imagine right after we talk, I'm fired up. Love talking to you. You're a high energy guy. I'm a high energy guy. Yeah. Now I got to start getting ready for bed. Like, that's not how it usually, I could get a workout in after this, but I don't want to do that, because I want to start getting up at 6. Now, from a guy who normally gets up who would prefer to get up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, that doesn't feed that.
Right.
So something's got to give there. So trying to get to bed before 11 o'clock, getting up earlier, and a lot of these, like, again, these meeting of the minds. We just started doing this. I never went on Instagram Live before this whole thing took place.
Right.
So talking to good people like yourself and really trying to really looking to build up other sports too, because like we don't know when this thing is going to break. So I spoke to 2 golf coaches today. Actually, the head coach of the University of Notre Dame. I got the Villanova golf coach tomorrow. So really just building connections, making friends, seeing how we can help. That's really what it is. Like, hey, how can we help you? That's the big thing. Like, okay, well, if we could offer this to you guys, like, how could we help? And that's really what I think it comes down to. If we're making our own breaks, that's all we could do. Now, is there going to be necessarily an immediate payoff? No, but I just trust that if we're doing things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen.
Yeah, and that's a great way to think about it. Is just keep doing and keep pressing forward, and good things are going to happen. If we sit and hope for the best or want the best, that's all well and good, but the work has to be there, and that without the work, it's just not going to happen. And whether it seems like you said, like it's going to be fruitful right away or not, like
who knows?
You never know. You never know what's going to turnovers. Say this thing ends, and all those connections that we gained, those could turn into great things down the line. So
friendships, business, people that are helped. I mean, there's so much. So action beats inaction, right? Even if at this point we're kind of like throwing a lot of stuff at the wall, that within reason, like that makes sense too, because you don't know what's going to happen. And again, if we help one person who's on this call tonight, that's a great thing. They're checking out more of your materials, they're checking out more of our materials, and they're going to be better people. Great. Call to win.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great, what I've been doing. So once a week, I've been talking with one of my former coaches, Brahman Creighton. He's out of California right now. He wrestled at Nebraska Omaha. But we've been talking once a week, and before that we're very close. He's one of my biggest mentors, all through my college and post-college career. But we didn't talk that much. Like, it was like, a hey, how's it going every once in a while, or I'd check in on his son and make sure things are going well, but it wasn't consistent by any means. And now, since all this happened, we're getting together once a week and picking each other's brains and things like that. And, so I've been encouraging other people to do that, and
reach out
and just reach out. Yeah. And just, touch base with people that you're not touching base with, because it's so easy. And people got time, and I think it makes people feel good to just to be reached out to, even if maybe they're hesitant at first, like just kind of pushing that wall down and trying to just make sure everybody around us is pushing forward as well.
That's right. No, it's true. It's just we're all in this thing together. We're all in this boat together. So it's one of those things that, reach out. And even if it feels a little bit awkward, so what? This is such a simple thing, but like, even for me, it's very easy to lose sight of this. It's like doing the workouts, doing this, doing that. It's like, well, how about the people? Well, we know this whole mess could be a big punishment, because we're always on our phones. We're always isolating ourselves, and we might be getting punished for, oh, you want to isolate from people? I'll isolate you from people. Now, so let's work the other way.
Right. Yeah. Let's push back and get those phones out of our hand, have those real relationships and real friendships, and show the people that we're there for them, man. Because at the end of all this, like, that's what I take away from it a lot is
people
just being able to be around my wife and son for an extended period of time. You know how it is, man.
Oh, yeah.
We're traveling all the time, all over the country, and it feels like we're here for 3 days and then gone for 5, here for 2 days, gone for 6, so being able to be home for an extended period of time, and it's nice. It's a blessing, and to be able to have every single moment with them I've I'm very appreciative of that. And
Yeah.
you know, I hope, and I said this, at the very beginning, I did just a Facebook Live, and I was just thinking of it because I was just looking at my son, and I'm like, he's two, he's two. He doesn't know anything that's going on, but I'm very appreciative of being able to be in every moment that he has so far. And so just my message was, parents, you have high school kids, college kids, young kids, whatever it is. These type of moments aren't going to last forever, especially you parents with college kids or high school kids that are busy and not home all the time. You guys understand that we don't always get the chance to sit down to have dinner every single night. Now we do. So take those
Capitalize.
times, and that's a huge positive in my mind to be able to have those genuine family moments. Even sometimes we might want to be at each other's necks, but to sit back and appreciate the opportunity to even have that is invaluable to me.
That's tremendous. I'd add something to that, but I think I'd just be doing it injustice. I think it's a great that's a great thing that everyone could take and meditate on, think about it, pray on it, and just, it's about the people. It really is about the people, being grateful for the things you have, making the best of what you're doing. Basically everything you said. Awesome stuff, Josh. Again, we could go all night with this kind of stuff. Where could people find more information from you? Any social media pages, websites? Where do we send them?
Yes. For me, it's jno_knows on Instagram. Obviously, same thing on Twitter. And then on Facebook, Facebook and YouTube, it's Joshua Nolan Wrestling. And I'm always posting as much content. The nice thing about me is I have a ton of backloaded content from all the camps and clinics that I've been around. So I'm going to keep pushing out as much stuff as possible for everyone.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, Josh. I tell everyone always, you want to be around positive people. You want to be around good role models that are both on and off the mat. Of course, it's my man right here, Josh Nolan. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Gene. Have a great night, my friend.
You too. Take care.
All right. Bye.